I'm gonna be honest with you. I know this is gonna sound a bit controversial, but this is how I honestly feel about it. In my opinion, making music with AI is hard. Like, it's harder for me to make music with AI as opposed to just making music the regular way, in a DAW and everything. Hold on, let me fix that title. Okay. I know the title hasn't changed yet. I'll get to that later. The year is 2026. AI is very much still a hot topic and heavily discussed in many fields and professions. In regards to my profession, the presence of AI in music has been seen as both a threat and a blessing. I am aware of the ethical and the climate issues surrounding the use of AI, but that's not what this video is about. Also, I'm not qualified enough to discuss those issues. There are very informative videos on this platform that you can check out if you want to learn more about those topics. In this video, I want to tell the story of how I tried to use AI to make the music creation process easier and how I couldn't get it to simply work for me. If you're new here, hi, my name is
Annoweath,
and I am an electronic music composer. Most of you would probably be more familiar with the term music producer, so that's what I am. I make music. I want to preface by saying I am very much against all the terrible implications of AI within music and as a whole, but I'm also aware of the good implication of it and how it has helped people in various fields. If you want to have a civil discussion on why AI is good or why AI is bad in the comment section, go ahead. I would like to hear your thoughts about it. Just remember to be civil. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Let's start with the type of music I want to make. The type of music I make can probably be classified as either garage or UK garage, characterized by the use of organic recordings of follies and metallic sounds that you can find in a garage. But most people right now will probably think of it as dubstep, like the ones Skrillex and Fred again popularized. I mainly pull inspiration for my music from Burial, specifically his album Untrue. If you heard that album, you know how bare bones and simple most of the songs are. This, in turn, also reflects how I make music in general. Putting an
Annoweath,
track together is mostly simple and easy. However, is it simple enough to a point where I can just have an AI do it for me? When I say using AI to make music for me, I specifically referring to generative AI models that specializes in doing that particular task. There are a lot of them out there. The one that I tried out for this video is the most popular one called Suno AI, or just Suno. Looking through their website, they seem to promise a lot of things and present this idea that now everyone can make music, even though that has always been the case for a long time now, but I digress. Start with a prompt or dive into our pro editing tools. Your next track is just a step away. Now this is what I'm here for. Hopefully their pro editing tools is up my alley and not too subjective to get anything right on point. Mind-blowing song quality. It's kinda hard for me to take their words for this one because I can't find any info on their homepage about anything related to how high the beat rates are, what audio format they use for their generated audios, how clean the resolutions are. It's almost as if they're not selling Suno to people like me who care about the technicalities, and their idea of quality here is just about how good the audio they generate sound in general to most people. Go listen to some flags if you want to know what I mean. Everything you need to make music your way. I had high hopes for this one because if this is true, I could just type out my idea into Suno and have it pump out complete songs in my music style. That would be so ideal for me. In the free tier, I would have access to the 4.5 all version of Suno. I saw they have the 5.0 version out recently, only for the paid tier though, unfortunately. Apparently, I cannot use the songs I generate for commercial use in the free tier, which is strange because how would they know that? How would they know? Traditionally, if you made a track, you can register that track to any music rights organization like ASCAP and have it be distributed by a record label or a music distribution service like DistroKid. Do they put like a digital watermark or track or something? I'm not gonna think too hard about that. Now we are going into the specifics on why Suno AI is not for me. Emphasis on me personally, because at the end of the day, this is a tool, and if it works for you, that's great, and if it doesn't, just go find another tool. I will not be arguing the ethics of using this sort of tool in this video. I will, however, argue on Suno AI's 3 major flaws that made it unusable for me. Remember, the main objective here is for Suno to replace my current workflow and completely create a track from start to finish for me. The coolest thing about Suno is that it can generate completely unique tracks every time using the same prompt, meaning if you don't like what Suno makes the first time, you can just run the process again until you get something you like. A fun little trivia, but a big problem for me because this very much highlights Suno's problem when it comes to being consistent. When I make music, I like to reuse sounds a lot. I want to use the exact same drums, basses, ambient noises in every project to keep the style consistent. I have sample folder I always go to whenever I start a project, and within that folder, there's only a handful of sounds. Doing this really speeds up my workflow because I don't have to browse like 100 snares for hours just to find the right one. I can just choose between only 10 snares instead. And some of you might be wondering, why don't I just ask Suno to generate me some drums and use those drums again for later? No, I'm not gonna do that, because that would go against the goal of me doing all of this, which is to have Suno do all the work. I've been making music long before this AI stuff exists, and so many people had been hyping up how AI is gonna take my job and all. If AI really want to take my job, then it should be able to handle making a song from start to finish without my help. I couldn't find a way to inject my sounds exactly into Suno and have it use those for song generations. Every generation is very much random. There is a comprehensive guide on how to use Suno, and with that we can move on and talk about Suno's second major flaw. Don't get me wrong, Suno's great. It's very powerful, very capable. You can generate hundreds of songs in a matter of hours. But easy of use? No, I don't think so. I browsed the Suno subreddit to learn more about the program, and apparently there are hierarchies of Suno music makers or Suno prompters. At the bottom, we have the casuals, those who only use Suno for fun and don't necessarily care about the quality of the output. And at the top, we have the elites, the professionals, those who know what they are doing, those who know how to type the correct prompts and always get great results out of Suno. These Suno pros compiled all their knowledge and created the complete guide to mastering Suno, advanced strategies for professional music generation. They made a book on how to use Suno professionally. The craziest part about all this is that despite the long documentation they made, there's nothing in it on how to do the things I described I want to do earlier, like using same sounds for every generation. After reading the Suno Bible basically and becoming a pro-level Suno user myself, I realized that instead of writing an essay of a prompt in Suno to get what I want, I can just arrange the sound myself in a DAW, like how most music people already do. It's borderline comedic how the AI that's supposed to make music creation easy requires me to go through linguistic, not musical, linguistic hurdles, writing up the perfect prompt just to get at the very least close to what I desire. And we're not talking about 5 tries, 10 tries, we're talking several hundreds to maybe get something good. Suno's entire music making operation is very subjective, and most things you can be somewhat precise about are still very much too vague. Also, Suno's output aren't just imperfect at most times, it is also riddled with AI artifacts like digital detune, metallic mixes, spectral compression, and AI shimmers. There are hacks, tips, and other services I could pay for to fix this issue, but can I even afford those? I will not shy away from this truth about myself. I am a broke-ass musician. I spent an entire year during high school not buying lunch, saving up money just so that I can buy my first DAW. It wasn't until I made a decent amount of money from my music that I decided to invest in more music gears, like microphones, audio interface, MIDI controller, all within the cheapest tier by the way. To this day, I'm still very conservative on spending money on anything music related. Most of the plugins I have today are ones I got for free as gifts from email listings, which is why I was surprised when I saw the price of using Suno. It is substantially much cheaper than buying a full-on DAW. That's nice. However, I do not like the fact that I cannot buy Suno as a software outright and own it because it is a subscription service. In my honest opinion, I think paying for Suno is much more expensive than just buying a DAW in the long run, that is. Let's say hypothetically, Suno exists 15 years ago. The subscription fee to use Suno for a year is around $120. Multiply that by 15 means up until this point, I would have already spent around $1,800 and I still need to keep on paying if I want to keep on making music. Now look at the DAW. Yes, it is quite pricey. Ableton Live, $749 for the Suite version. I bought it 15 years ago, once, and I still own it. I didn't pay for Suno in this video because they kinda failed to show me that it has potential. Before I bought Live, I used the pirated version to learn about it. Once I'm confident that it will do me good, only then I paid for it. I didn't get to use Suno Studio, so I can't say much about it. If Suno completely shut down one day, I can no longer make music as I could no longer access the service. In fact, this is an actual concern for some Suno users right now. When Suno decided to partner up with UMG and create a model that only uses UMG music as training data, due to fearing that Suno would become useless or something in the future, there are those who mass create and downloading all their songs of Suno before the inevitable happens. If Ableton shuts down one day, I would most likely no longer get spots, bug fixes, and updates for Live. But I can still make music with Live because I would still own it natively on my system. Until someone figure out how to run Suno without Wi-Fi and natively on the computer, I am not using it. I think at a certain point, AI would be so advanced that it can actually fulfill anything you throw at it. However, that time is not now. Maybe next year. In 5 years, 20 years maybe, but not now. I'ma just keep making music the way I usually do. If I said anything that offends you personally, don't report this video. Instead, type out your argument on what I did wrong in the comment section below. Because if there is a way for me to make Suno actually work, I would be very interested to know and hear you out. AI technology is very fascinating and I really want it to grow, be good, and have a future that is positive. It's just that we cannot ignore the ethical question of using it and expect everybody else to blindly conform. We answered these ethical questions before with sampling, song covers, and interpolations. Now we just gotta figure it out for AI. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the things I do here. That is all.